Okay, I'm gonna be doing a high fade cropped cut. And it's gonna look fabulous. You wait and see. Ready? Ready for this? How I'm going to decide how high up I want this fade to be, I'll just take a look at Jesse's head and I literally see where it starts to round. And as I see where it's the highest point of the round is where I'm gonna take my zeroed out trimmers. Now that I have a lower guide in there, I'm gonna kind of put a upper guide. So the way I do that is by doing clipper over comb and basically being able to look straight into the mirror and see that this is going to eventually be straight. So this highest point here, which would be my new guide, is gonna even out with this roundness of their head. Doing a crop, you just want to be careful not to take off too much in the fringe area because as this dries, it's going to bounce up quite a bit. So even though this looks ridiculous, I'm keeping more on. I'd rather keep more on, take it off later, than take off too much because you can't put it back on later. For if you were to think of it as like a silhouette, you're creating a straight line going up. The reason why I made it dry and let it dry naturally is because there's cowlick here, and if I cut it while it's wet and it's like heavy down, then once this dries, it's gonna pop right up just in that one spot. So I think it's really important to let their hair naturally fall where it's going to when it's dry, because that's how they're gonna style it anyways. Now, once I have put in this line that I want in there and what level I want it at on their forehead, I am going to use my shears now to create quite a bit more texture and take off a lot of that length because it's just heavy and it's not helping anybody. So as I'm doing all my shear cutting, I'm over directing this area so that I'm not cutting into that straight, I'm gonna turn your head. So I'm not cutting out this straightness because I need all of that to still be over here. So that when this is dry and I poof it out and mess it up, it's still gonna have those straight lines, but then the texture on top. Okay. Okay, as I take the texturizing shears in here, this is what I was talking about buffing out some of these shadows with the texturizing shears, because it's still not affecting the structure of that the straight silhouette. The astringent foam is one of my faves after shaving because it's not greasy. Moisturizes the skin and does all the good fun stuff without making your client feel like they're soft and weak. I'm just kidding. Without making them feel like they're greasy. And that's important. What I like to do when I'm using the texture powder is to comb this out perfectly, sprinkle it on, and then mess it up. I find I get a better look, and then this front part will be a little bit more straight when I do it. Ooh, and I also cover their face because it goes everywhere. I be pretty liberal with it. I be doing the liberal. I am really liberal with it, and then afterwards I'll piece out a little bit with a little bit of pomade. And then as I finish the hairstyle, I just put just a small amount on because I already have a ton of texture and product in there. And I'm just going to take this on my fingertips, warm it up, and piece it out just a little bit more. Just a little bit more piecey.